Hey, welcome back to the Champion Football Show with myself, Gaz, and Chaz, and today we're joined with Hurstville Zagreb. Good Croatian, man.
It looks Croatian to me.
Do you reckon? Yeah, just a
You've got that like old leathered face.
yeah. Been playing in Croatia 20 years.
Conor Earley, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good man, good, thanks for having me on.
Good to have you on, mate.
Good to see us.
Got international guests, that's Americans, Irish, 2 Scottish guys.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? There's been
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah.
What are you getting Aussie on?
Nah. Don't fancy it.
Overrated.
Well, round 16, Australia Cup, it's all happening.
It's all happening. Who played Blacktown, obviously, in Alliance.
Yeah.
5-1?
5-1.
Yeah.
Never really going to be that much.
Nah.
Oh, and to be fair, Lions got to the
They did
semis
well.
last year.
They did well. They played up in
They went
Darwin.
away to Darwin last year.
Yeah.
So they did, aye.
Yeah.
But Blacktown have looked pretty good this year.
Yeah, they're strong.
Yeah, they look good, and then also the Spirit beat Olympic 3-1 in extra time.
Yeah.
Is
Was that extra time?
Aye.
I was 1 inch full time.
Was it? Yeah. I didn't know.
Something to do with the strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah. Unbelievable. 2 weeks ago I was the worst, and now I'm back on top. To be fair, it was.
Because I couldn't get the result up anywhere. I was having a look. I knew you were playing, but you can't see it anywhere. I was checking Australia Cup Instagram.
Didn't you go to games, mate? Support the game.
Yeah, well,
To be honest, mate, you obviously never looked very hard.
You just text me, mate.
Yeah, should have.
That was on Tuesday night, and then who else played? Who did we just say? So Rockdale play Marconi on next week. No,
Nice.
Rockdale play Phoenix next week.
Phoenix, yes.
And Marconi play Apia.
Yeah.
So we could have
Who did Appia beat in the?
Wollongong United, was it?
Was it? Yeah.
Oh, I've been on dribble 15 times looking for this, but
Because they thumped someone 19-1 earlier
I
on.
know.
It's devastating that.
They're 1-0 down.
I'd stop playing.
Yeah.
It's even 19 goals.
Nah, 19
It's time. It's time.
At half time, Temba was shouting, "Still 0-0, lads!"
Jesus Christ. That happened to us with Gladesville this year. We were 6-0 up or something at half time, and the boys were saying 0-0. One of the lads screaming, "Next goal's the most important one."
Relax, boys.
Those cliche shouts in football.
Yeah,
Man.
I love it. I love them,
man.
Yeah.
And in Glasgow, it was always, "Let's get to this pub team." Referee, there's 2 teams in this pub.
You need to win the first tackle.
Aye, in the first tackle. Win your individual battle.
Yeah.
Win your individual battle. I love those shouts, man. Then there was... anyway, for the World Cup final, it could be all NPL 1 final unless Phoenix have an absolute huge cup shot.
Surely, they'd be the first ever ESFA team to go into the World Cup.
What's their run been? Phoenix, have they beat anybody?
No idea.
They played a team down in
IPL. Aye, last week.
Is it Coniston?
Coniston, that's exactly right. Aye, they beat them.
Coniston are okay, I think.
Aye,
Are they?
they do.
Yeah.
IPL was good.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Blake Rashuto, he said that Rockdale boys are a wee bit nervous.
Really? Yeah. I know a few of the Phoenix lads from back home. There's a few good players there. Yeah.
Aye, but I think the Eastern Suburbs League is...
Conjola Lions is who Phoenix beat in the last game, all age men. I think it looks like they've had a fairly...
Yeah, they've had a good run.
You need to get... They beat winning penalties against Linfield, all age men.
They're the north side, aren't they?
So all age men isn't even the first team, is it?
I don't know.
No, it's not the Prems or Rezzies, it's the Indigos, Prems,
So just
Rezzies.
random guys?
Yeah, so they've had a good draw, haven't they, each week?
No anymore, they've got Rockdale now.
It'll be a big test. If Rockdale play their first game, it's...
I reckon they'll take it seriously.
Even if they'll play at least 5 or 6 of the first team.
Yeah, they should.
It's just more than enough to win, probably.
Even Rockdale's 20s, I don't know how their 20s are doing, but even their young lads, I'm sure there's some good players there that deserve a chance that'll be well able to play.
When Spirit played Coogee 2 years ago, they played pretty much 20s and odd first player, win 11-0 or 9-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, so it looks like Rockdale are going to go through, aren't they? Apia and Marconi will be good, and obviously Spirit play Sydney United, so we'll see how we go there. We've played, that's the 3rd year in a row we've had Sydney United.
Yeah, that's mad. With Phoenix though, the only thing is, if they can get themselves to half time at 0-0,
it might only be 6
then it's but then it's Jesus, it's game on.
It's
it's everything for Rockdale to lose.
Who did Marconi beat in the last round? 1-0.
Could you? Yeah.
So I mean, it can get that wee bit of squeaky bum time.
100%.
But very.
I think what you find though, right, is that with the Eastern Suburb being a lot of British and Irish people, right, it's quite aggressive,
physical,
and everyone can play. Like,
fitness is a big thing, isn't it?
100%. It comes down to that at the end of it, but it's going to be a hard game for Rockdale in terms of Phoenix are going to be up for
it.
They're going to be.
Imagine if they play at was it called Barnston Park? What's it called? Barnstonworth?
Oh, I do. Kensington.
That's what Phoenix play.
That's what Phoenix play.
That'd been brilliant.
Where are they playing it?
They're playing at Rockdale.
Oh, are they? Yeah, that's going to be tough.
So it should be a comfortable. I can't see anything but a win there.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at obviously a big week of football outside NPL.
Yeah.
FA Cup final. Celtic won against Rangers.
Yeah.
Probably more the big one. Leverkusen getting battered off Atalanta.
Yeah.
Did you see the goals?
What was the sort? Like, he was class. The fella got the hat-trick.
His third goal was an absolute. I just felt they were all good goals. The second goal was a cracker as well. The shifting hat, but the third finish was. You seen went to the Bayer Leverkusen bench. He just, I don't know who it was. You seen him sitting behind Xavi Alonso. He just went like, wow.
Really?
As if like, what do you do?
Yeah.
But Leverkusen didn't look as good as they have been.
But I still think they had a good part of the game. Like, there was times when they looked
it was
like
a cup final, innit?
Of course.
And then the FA Cup final, how about Man United?
They were right. I hate United, but they were good.
The first half, who do you support in Liverpool?
I'm Liverpool, yeah.
The first half, they pressed like mad, didn't they?
They were very good. Like, Amrabat was amazing.
Aye.
And even, like, when Doku came on, like, Doku looked very dangerous, but, like, he's, like, he was always trying to come inside. Like, he was afraid to go down the outside.
He made a big difference, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
What do you think about Nana for the goal? Should save that, should he not?
Probably.
His hands are there.
At that level, 100% he should save it.
But his hands are literally there. I don't know how he goes through.
Near post as well.
The near post thing I don't like.
Because he was just beating there.
But he should save it. Just because he gets there.
Yeah.
Like, he does get
Actually,
there.
I watched the replay. I thought first it looked easy from the initial view on the camera, but then I watched the replay. I thought his hand. It's not like it's outstretched.
I think he's a wee bit shitting himself for the post.
Yeah.
In terms of not going through, because if he obviously really commits and goes into the dive, he's going to smash into the post.
He's been terrible this year.
He's not been great. Very random, and he does make every save he does make looks amazing because he flies all over the shop.
He'll have a few like very good games, and then just he's a shambles.
I think he often makes saves look better.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Every save he makes, he jumps all over the place, so it looks like a cracker.
That's what all new keepers do, though, isn't it?
I can't jump. But I think that it's interesting just because of he was brought in because he's brilliant with the ball at his feet. That was a big thing when Anna coming in was that
pity the rest of the team on there.
He gets the ball and just launches it every single time he gets it.
But I mean, do you know what? Honestly, I think I don't want to make this into a pure Premier League chat, but Man U building out are so poor.
Terrible.
So I think sometimes it's a case of, do you know what, I'll pass it short, but we're just going to lose it.
Of course. I don't mean that in terms of he's doing the wrong thing. He's doing what he needs to do. But ultimately, if you bring a goalkeeper in because you want to play out for the back, you need to have players that can then continue to play out for the back.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Man U next year. But
and Celtic.
No point in that. We've played Celtic played Rangers 3 times in the last month.
I know.
So. But Celtic won the cup. That was brilliant for Chaz and I. And then the last thing, maybe just Champions League on Sunday. What are you fancying? Who do you think? Munich? Dortmund?
Dortmund for me.
No, Munich. Madrid. Sorry, Madrid.
I like Real Madrid, but I'd like Dortmund to do it. Like, I sort of fancy the
I would like an underdog, but I do love. I'm a heavy Jude Bellingham fanboy.
I love Bellingham. I love like all that Real Madrid
Ancelotti as well.
They're class. Ancelotti's a legend, but it'd be so good for especially like Marco Reus,
the
like
fans as well at Dortmund.
Hummels and stuff.
I just want
like
to be a good game to be honest.
Did you see the Dortmund are paying for all staff and players to go to Wembley and go to the final? They're paying their flights, their accommodation, and getting them in the game. Everyone involved with the club, all the youth teams and that.
Class. Did you see Carragher at when he was in Dortmund?
Steven Halfcut?
Yeah, absolutely. He had something like 13 points or something like that, and he's doing an interview after, and he's hammered.
I'm out with my mates.
He's grabbing Sancho and everything.
See, as a viewer, I love that.
I love it.
That's what I see. That's just authentic. That's obviously as long as you're not slurring his words and all that. But he was just half cut having a laugh.
I thought it was hilarious. Like, and he didn't say anything outrageous. That it was like, oh, like you can't be doing that. Like,
Anyway, let's get on to domestic. NPL 1. Big game, a good game. Apia versus Blacktown. Big win for Apia, but it looked like a right good game. Missed some good chances. Some really big chances.
I thought that Bizarres was very good to go for Apia.
I think both keepers made saves, but I thought that Jack O'Brien missed a good chance.
Yeah.
And Fernandez missed a massive chance, and it was 1-0 or 0-0. I think it was 1-0.
1-0.
He's through 1-1.
He's been on fire, that Jack O'Brien this year.
He's doing very well, mate.
Yeah.
He's doing very well. He scored again from his penalty spot, but I thought it looked like a right good game.
I did. I thought that the first goal, Apia's first goal, was a cracker.
Yeah.
The switch of play, and then he drove down the wing and played inside the wee flick round the corner to win near post. That was a really good goal.
Simmons scored, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was a good goal.
They're just it's just like an experienced side, Apia. Like they just know how to get results, don't they? Even if they don't dominate or play very well, they'll still just grind out results.
They've got I think a lot of those. Like Blacktown's the same. Blacktown have got a lot of players who have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But they're doing. Blacktown look really good this year.
Yeah.
Because it's so it's hard to say for sure because it's so tight up there. Like you can't really say one team's really standing out more than another. But I've still said I still fancy Rockdale. But
that was the 6-pointer, though, wasn't it? Like so, Blacktown are what 31, and now Apia have jumped to 34 or 37 even. Yeah. So
6 points. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they would have been level on points if Blacktown had won that.
And then we're looking at Hills beating Olympic.
Big result.
Olympic, man. Did you see the comments on social media?
Yeah.
Did you see them?
Yeah, it was dogs abuse. Yeah.
Well, do you know, it was obviously they went in half time 1-0 down.
Yeah.
Equalised, and then the housekeepers made a double save.
Oh, did you see that was when it was 2-1, wasn't it?
Nah. So we made a double save, and when they've
they
cleared the
down.
ball, House scored.
So what was it?
So he's made 2 double saves.
That was what I was thinking of, the one of Donovan close range.
He's made. So that was when it was 2-1. It was 1 each. He's made that save, and literally the defenders cleared the ball, went out to the right wing. It's come inside and they scored for it.
Donovan still just looks so tidy, doesn't he? Like
who?
Donovan, like
he's good.
He's a good
experienced mate.
He's like 30. Like I remember him in Ireland when I was like a kid, like before he went away.
He was like 27, 28 at that point.
But like because he played I think a couple of seasons in Ireland before he went away, and then
he played in England, didn't he? Most of his time.
Yeah, most of his time was in England. I think he came through Cork City. But like the finish is just so calm. It's like he just does it every day of the week.
It looks so easy, didn't it?
Yeah. He knows what the goal is.
I was saying to him the other day, like most players will snatch at that. Like plenty of players will put it in, but like the way he just comfortably does it and just jogs off, it's just like.
I know he's a man of like. He seems to come across as very professional.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's older.
Yeah.
But he's just been through the ringer. Like he's all after every game I've seen. No matter how they play, he's always like, well done, good game. Like, not emotion, not emotion. Even he scores, it's just like a wee hand up. Stuff like job's not done. Seems like a proper professional, as you'd expect from a guy who's played a proper journeyman. But I thought the Olympic fans are, I mean, I seen after that game, all the players went up with Savlaki in the game, see that?
Were they? Getting lost. It's like, how has this not gone everywhere?
I can't believe you just said that, man.
Just feta cheese in the eye. But then I don't know what it was even on. It was on one of the Facebook pages, but it was saying they'll take screenshots of just slaughtering them. And it was like, you need to beat Spirit during the week, and then we beat them during the week. I thought, oh no. That's what you said to me during the week.
Because I was looking for the result, and then I saw that Spirit had won, but it was Olympic that had posted it, and there was just comments underneath it, like, so it's not like it wouldn't be a great place to be now.
That's tough. I wonder if they'll do it. I mean, they've got such a strong team. Like against us, both teams. Like we had Mike Conestabo, Oy Wigan both on the bench. Ante Backmaz broke his nose against Sydney FC, so he didn't play. Captain Subby wasn't playing, but they also had O'Donovan was on the bench. Parkhouse didn't play. They had Darcy Burgess and Mako Hatton on the bench. So it was like a bit of a mixed bag for both teams, but they still had a proper strong start 11. So it comes up to the window, they're not really performing in the league. Where are they in the league? 10th.
Yeah.
10th.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I don't know if it's worse than last year, but it's very close.
They're miles off it, like,
Yeah.
Interesting to see how they go. Very interesting to see how they go, especially with it.
I thought to defend him for that Hills goal, the Hills winner, I thought the defender was terrible.
I think probably but because they're going for that. Try to get a winner themselves and they probably put them in forward.
The transition was so quick.
It just looked so scattered.
I just looked like there was no set up when the ball was in. In that part of the pitch.
And then looking at Marconi, obviously near the top of the table as well. Good win for them, 2-1 away. 2 very comfortable goals for Jesic.
Tap-ins.
Yeah.
Your man, that Costanza looks very sharp. That
He's good.
He was involved in both of the goals, I think.
Yeah. He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I mean, Marconi just keep getting results, don't they?
Yeah.
No, just like literally, it's just like a machine. They just keep going and going.
He was sort of saying it on the podcast, like they haven't even been playing well, but they are getting results. Like,
aye. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah. Say fair to Appiah, because Appiah I've had a rocky up and down, but like I think at the time we were saying that when Appiah play well, they seem to completely dominate. Blitz teams, they can't get near them.
Yeah.
But when they haven't played well, they've been punished. Whereas Marconi just seemed to battle a lot. But again, the league table doesn't lie.
Yeah.
Appiah second top.
Marconi only 4 points off the top, man.
And obviously, they still obviously to play each other a couple of times, so that'll be interesting. And obviously the cup game on Tuesday, a wee bit of a psychological one for them.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at Rockdale, top of the league, 2-0 win over St George.
Yeah.
Penalty for Jurasevski, and then second goal. What about what's his face? Cordy's miss.
No.
Who's?
Cordy over the bar.
Yeah. He scored a great goal though, didn't he? I don't think it was him.
I think it was Chilakin.
The commentator said Cordy.
Yeah,
it wasn't him. Yeah.
Oh, was it Chilakin missed?
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, poor guy.
That was a sitter. Yeah, but they said it was Cordy. Yeah.
I think it was Chilakin's dad was a commentator. That was a one you'd expect, really.
Aye.
Yeah, they looked comfortable enough, didn't they?
Aye, very comfortable.
Hold on. St George, I'm confused already. St George FA. That was a St George.
That was.
Oh, okay. Storm Cox gets sent off.
Yeah.
Love a red card. That's actually that's a good result. It's the first game of the season. That's it. So that took 6 points off him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then looking at Sydney United, the old Antelme derby, getting revenge after getting another guy in a headlock.
They missed the penalty.
Ice in his veins as well.
I actually almost wrote that in.
Ice in his veins.
Ice in his veins. He smashed over the bar, man.
There was your man Smythe at the penalty.
Yeah.
He got 2 pens. It was at the start of the season.
The two of them had another little run in though, did they?
And tell me.
Yeah.
No, it was a different lad, I think.
Was it? Was it a different lad?
Smythe is the one that's took the penalty, but it's a guy, Rocco Smith.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Him and tell me round
he scored a good goal and tell me, didn't he?
It was a good
the ball was absolutely fizzed into him. Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
they definitely missed him. Since he's come back, they've actually been playing really well.
Yeah.
Makes such a difference having not necessarily impacting the game necessarily with your touches, but just players knowing they're on the pitch.
Yeah.
It can make a huge difference.
And just someone that's just a natural goal scorer, like someone that you just know, like even if we don't play well today, he can knock you a goal.
He can score.
Yeah. Exactly,
well, didn't it look like a really comfortable game for them?
Not
so I mean, he pops up and gets it.
It's never a comfortable game against them academy teams, though, is it? Like,
it's unpredictable, isn't it?
They always move the ball well. They're fit, they're young, they're fast, everything like so.
And then speaking of young teams, that Wanderers versus Sutherland Sharks, that was a bit match game as well, end to end.
It was quite end to end.
They've had
Wanderers hit the bar twice.
Yeah, that's right. But Sutherland had a couple of chances as well.
Chances.
But it's a bit of a wobble Wanderers have had, haven't they?
Big wobble. That's a big wobble, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. That's 4 points off top, and then the boys that are the A-League boys are going to need to get a break as well soon.
That's right. Hopefully it's right before the players.
I think Western Sydney only have maybe 1 win in the last 6, is it?
It won't be far off that.
It's one in the last 5, but I think they might. Did they lose 3 in a row?
Not sure.
I can't remember, but they've not been on a good run now. But everyone's had a bit of a bad run at some point. Appiah had a run sort of near the start.
Yeah.
They've obviously found. Rockdale have not really had a wobble. That's why I still. I mean, it could change. Maybe they have it later on. But every team seems to have had a little bit of a wobble. Who else? Who are we missing here?
It's George and Manly. 1 each.
Oh, what the equaliser?
Heartbreak at the end, yeah. It's a cracker.
Absolute cracker, man.
Yeah. He's just like, that's one of them ones that just flies off your foot and you know, like, you just know it's going in, like,
It's a great hit.
It's a signal button.
90th minute, man.
It's the worst feeling ever when you lose a goal last minute.
I hate it.
Oh, it's bad. Obviously, getting the equaliser is bad, but conceding to lose is worse. But just you've worked so hard.
Yeah.
And the referee, you see that you go, how long's left? 4 minutes, right?
Brilliant.
Can be long. It was constantly counting down.
When it's a goal like that, you can sort of tip your hat to it a little bit, though. Like that's a screamer. Like if you give away a scabby goal, you're fuming. Like so. Yeah, exactly.
That was a big game for both of those clubs, especially Manly. Because Manly could probably close the gap on them a little bit.
Yeah, because St George are doing alright. They're sitting 9th, 20 points.
St George has done good. First season syndrome.
Aye.
I think we were the same. I think this time last year, It was obviously our first year getting promoted in St George as well. St George were sitting like 5th, I think, 6th, and then we were sitting on like 23 points or something like that at the same time. So that first season you do get that wee honeymoon period, don't you?
No, it's hard. And you, Spirit?
Well, Colin can talk about that game, he was at it.
Well, it was a good game. I thought Sydney were very, very good. Like, it was, the first 25 minutes was just like, the pace of the game was just rapid. Like, honestly, it's genuinely, I'd say it's one of the quickest games I've seen in Australia. Like, they
didn't stop, mate.
Yeah, they were just flying. It was just like both teams were just going at it. Like, and I thought Sydney were very good, but you held them quite well. They got their goal. The fella took it well. They got their goal, but you obviously went 1-0. He's got it's a good corner, and you know, like, from corners like that you do because.
To be honest, I didn't watch it back. It was so scrappy. I couldn't see what happened.
From my side, it looked like Chid's got
it. I think Chid scored it, but he's just winding up Chid's up, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was it was chaos. I just had to hit the post, and I just had it ricocheting.
But you put it on top of the keeper down there. Like, they're younger lads, so you try and muscle them and everything. Like, like the whole team was just in the 6-yard box, wasn't it?
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, tacticals and
that. Yeah. No S&C.
no S&C there. That was analyst talks a lot.
But then, your centre back scored a cracker then, didn't he?
Oh, man, but I'm telling you, he's one of the best players.
I think he's class.
One of the best players in the league for that age anyway. I'd be very surprised if there's a boy his age.
Yeah.
It's as good as him, mate. He's so calm on the ball. Every person who I know who's not part of Spirit who came and watched your game has straight away said, Lee mentioned him as well.
Yeah.
Always started about, he's so calm on the ball, good on the ball, physical. Yeah. He's a big boy, man.
He actually made, like, how fast that game was. He still, anytime he was on the ball, he makes it look like slow motion. Like, he's just so calm and just silky with stuff. Like, he's a proper. He's quality. Credit to, like, professionalism wise. Like, just never any fuss about him. Just turns up on time every time. Any coaching points, takes it on board. Any young boy, got a lot of work to do naturally. But he's got all the raw attributes for a centre half. Very good, especially in the modern game because he can play. Yeah.
But yeah, he'll be one to watch. But yeah, good win for the Spirit. Ollie Wiggins scored a cracking free kick at the end.
That was quality,
big 3 points for us, considering Sydney FC were pretty close.
They'll take points off a lot of teams. Like,
I mean, it's like, it's unpredictable.
Where like I don't know how they're second bottom. Like,
how many teams play at Rockdale? Play at London?
3. Sydney FC, Rockdale, St George.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just feels like I'm always watching games
at London.
But they tell you it's the worst to watch games at Rockdale on the NPL TV when it's daytime and it's sunny.
The sun just hits the camera.
That's what the Rockdale and St George game was.
Ray-Bans on watching highlights.
Yeah, you can't see anything. Yeah.
Brutal, man. Okay, right, that's that. Popped out Rockdale, top of the league.
Yeah.
And Apia, how many points behind?
1.
1 point behind.
That's going to be a good
tight. And the bottom of the league, Central Coast.
Central Coast obviously played yesterday.
They drew 1-1. Oh, that's right. So St George 3-3 last night.
So Sydney FC will now be bottom goal difference wise.
Like, that surprises me a lot. Like, I thought they were good against you.
I think it's just consistency with all of these teams.
Yeah, they drew last night. So Sydney FC bottom, Central Coast second bottom.
Yeah.
Sutherland are close, they're on 10, and then Howes and yourselves, you've got a 5-point gap.
Yeah.
From Sutherland. Right, so NPL 2. At Lions lost 3-1 at home to Bankstown City. Interval 1-0 up, and Blacktown scored 3 in the second half.
Who did?
Bankstown, sorry, not
Bankstown, yeah.
City.
They're going well now.
They're on a bit of a run. They've just kind of, I think they've won look at the last 5 games, they've won the last 5 here. I think they're unbeaten in 13.
Yeah. Well, I remember saying, I told you I met our gaffer at the went to watch a Rockdale Olympic game, and the gaffer said, he's like, I said, what's happening with you boys? Crap start. He says, honestly, mate, we're playing well. We just can't get the results. And I think since that conversation, so I'll take a wee bit of credit at that if you don't mind.
You gave him a few coaching points.
Give you some advice. So that's them up to 3rd. They're only 5 points off the top. Thanks.
Yeah, they jumped Hikawa. Hikawa had a bad result. So.
Well, I think I said Bills and Bankstown to go up, didn't I?
Yeah, I'd like Hikawa to go up, but just the way.
Oh, no, I didn't. I said Hikawa.
What?
I said Hikawa.
Yeah, you did, because they were getting results, but I think just the form the Bankstown are in, if they continue that, it's going to be tough.
No, that's a poor result for a quarter weekend.
I have a feeling Mount Druitt will dip off that.
I think that's it as well.
What was your score at the weekend?
They drew 1 each.
With Bonnyrigg, yeah.
I think if you're at the halfway point, you're a point off the top. You're going to be there.
Aye, they'll be 100% they'll be close.
Like when Tigers a couple of years ago were like they were ramping it, and then all of a sudden
that was like to round 11 though.
Yeah.
They fell off halfway.
But they started again, even this season they started like the first 7-8 games.
I don't think they even got to round 11 this time.
Aye, definitely not.
They're good. I watched them against Akawa there the other week, and
Tigers.
They're a good side. Tigers are. They just. It doesn't look like they have a goal scorer. Like they miss so many.
He came on at the weekend for the first minute.
Oh, that's a massive miss, having the top goal scorer missing.
Yeah.
Because he was top goal scorer in the league.
Too late, unfortunately. Like 14 points off second.
They missed so many chances.
13 points.
So many chances.
I had a big chance at the end. Cam was telling us a chance.
And then Hikawa went straight up the pitch and scored the winner.
Bonnyrigg, Mount Druitt 1 each. Andre Martin's back for Mount Druitt after his suspension. And Bonnyrigg equalised in the second half. Supposedly Mount Druitt were better than the two teams, but couldn't get the 3 points. Berries drew 2 each. Westie Raiders. What about this? 2-1, 92nd minute. Keeper goes up for a corner, scores the header. Mario, aye.
No way.
See, so Mario was at Rydalmere, and he's so aggressive.
Yeah.
You see when we do crossing that at training, he wants to take
everything.
Young boy?
He's 22, I think, 22. But eyes went up and...
Brilliant, I love that.
That's
quality. Show us footage of that.
I was going to say, is it?
That's on my phone.
Yeah.
Footage?
Mario sent me it.
Did he?
Send me that so we can put it on Instagram.
I actually messaged him, right, because I just... In my head, see if a keeper scores a goal like that, the goalkeeper will never know what to do.
Yeah.
So that way, like,
start diving.
Run straight back to his line.
You're just like, oh shit, I scored. Do you know, like that would be a mad thing for a keeper. So I said to him, he was like, mate, I had no fucking idea what to do.
You just started
running.
You just go crazy,
That's what you can do.
Yeah, that's class.
So 2-2 that finished. Bulls picked up a tight 1-0 win. MacArthur Rams.
That's what baffles me. Like Bulls' results over the last few weeks have been like they were first. They beat Mount Druitt 7-1. They beat Hikawa 4-0, and then Rams have been struggling this year, have they? And then they only go and beat them 1-0.
They changed their coach.
Did they? Yeah.
So they changed.
That's your mate, isn't it?
My pal.
The new guy's your pal. Oh.
Aye.
Your pal.
Aye, the new guy.
That is sweet as fuck.
Is it nice, but?
But you need a fucking diabetic pen. That is so sweet, man.
But I think the thing that you'll find with Bulls is that when teams play against them, a lot of teams will sit in and be hard to break down. So if you've got a decent back four, you're not really going to try and put a stamp in the game as such. You're going to just wait
get 11 men behind
and then look for opportunities in the counter attack. And that's probably what they've did, is they've sat in and like come and try and beat us. And if you've got centre halves that are decent, full-backs that are trying to stop crosses, it's going to be hard to score.
Whereas Mount Druitt and Hikawa probably tried to go and win the game, so it's a lot more of an open 100%. Game. Yeah, true.
Dully beat Spartans 4-1.
How did they do that?
Fornito came back for injury, scored twice.
Did anyone from Dulwich Chill chat to you after your comments?
Nah, not yet.
He's class, Fornito.
Fornito's brilliant.
Yeah, mate. A bit of a waste of talent, in my opinion. Like, I think if he just screwed the nut, because he's obviously big on futsal. He's always energy. If he had that same attitude, well, naturally he's doing well at futsal, to be fair, but if he had that same attitude with his 11-a-side, he's playing NPL 1 they bought him. Yeah,
since I've known him, like my first year over here when I met you, like he was class, but he was all futsal. Like he wanted to just be like playing futsal. He wasn't really taking football too serious, but he was class. Loved playing with him.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
I was buzzing when you told me that he was injured. I wasn't buzzing he was injured, obviously, right? Yeah. But I was buzzing because we were playing them that weekend and I knew.
It makes a massive difference. Again, like in that player that Antelmo we mentioned for United, having a guy like that, I feel Dulwich Chill and Fornito's back, you're like, here we go.
You know the thing is, I don't think I've seen anyone kick the ball as hard.
Oh, jeez.
Steve, from a keeper's point of view, he smashes it.
I've even seen him playing futsal and
my dad hits it quite hard.
Even playing futsal, I've seen him hit shots and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And it's one of them that if he's got the ball and he's close, you're going in to try and make a save.
Yeah, he does all those big toe pokes, doesn't he?
But you just don't want the ball to hit you. Like you're going in to try to be as big as you can, but please don't hit me.
That's how you usually play, isn't it? Trying to follow as well, that we have a wee here.
Nah, he's a good player, really good.
Big win, big Spartans, disappointing result for them.
I think the keeper at Spartans wasn't the best.
What about a co-op 2-2 with Dunbar? That is a shocking result, considering it's effectively a home game.
It's in that Fraser Park though.
What?
I thought it was a Hensley.
Oh, was it Hensley?
I think was it?
Was it?
I don't know.
It was a Hensley.
Oh, sorry, it probably was a Hensley then. Yeah, that's
terrible result.
Yeah, that's shocking. Yeah.
But Dunbar 2-0 up.
That's the Eastern Suburbs derby, though, isn't it?
Exactly. So. But again, piggybacking off on what we said, what I suggested last week, I feel like they might sneak up this year because they've got that something. It's 2-0 with 5 minutes to go.
86, 94.
I mean, to score injury time.
They drew Dunbar first game of the season as well. Though. Like you can't be dropping 4.
I can't say that. I can't say like the point you like.
Yeah.
In hindsight, that's the point you need to like. The time goes, we'll make it up, but then. If all teams keep winning, you can't make it up.
Yeah, and I think they play. Did they play Dulwich Hill this? I think they played Dulwich Hill this week. Who they dropped points? Yeah, I think Acoa dropped points to them week 2 and dropped points to Dunbar. So like, if you're looking at the league, like if like the 4 points you've dropped to Dunbar there, like they could be still right up there with a chance. Like
3 points off the top, right?
Yeah, so
because Dunbar are pretty poor, man. But they second bottom.
Yeah,
points so far.
They're dirt.
One game they've won.
Yeah, that's shocking.
That's not great. And then NSW 1-1.
Ridomere Northern Tigers 2-2.
Oh, what? Oh, right, okay.
Lachlan Lloyd scored the equaliser for Tigers in the 93rd minute.
That's the Westie derby, isn't it?
Yes, the Batty West Cup. That's right.
And then we drew 1 each with a P.
It's not a great result either, is it?
It's not. It's obviously you're saying about the Dunbar and the Nepean will be like in a similar bracket, but I thought Nepean were better than other teams we've played. Genuinely, like looking at, especially going forward, they weren't the best at the back. They were quite shaky. We didn't capitalise. We missed a lot of chances, but they created a lot of chances, man.
Well, they've had obviously 2 good games against you. Maybe they just haven't.
They've got 6 points all season, and 4 of them were against us. They beat us and they drew.
Did you play both games?
No, I played one.
It's a bit of a battle now. I'm surprised. I actually thought Nepean had done okay in this league.
I genuinely, it was. I said that to the boys. I don't. Watching them play from the goal, I thought that they were.
Well, they've not actually conceded. Like, they've only conceded 26 goals.
Yeah.
Aye.
And that's less than a large portion of teams well above them. Like it's less than
us.
It's pretty much
in Spartans.
Hakov's conceded 25. Nepean conceded 26.
They're not getting thumped every week.
And less than Lions, less than Spartans. Pretty much the same as Tigers. Less than UNSW. It's pretty much the same as one of the lowest in the league.
Yeah.
But and even the goals are obviously the striker. Maybe they've had injuries. I don't know.
No.
Because they've only scored 13. That's obviously killing them.
Players that's. Our coach said that we've been struggling with injuries a bit. But I didn't think they were that bad.
Well, that's maybe could be the reason why. Maybe they've had some injuries, but it's a bit of a gap to make up there.
Yeah.
They could come second bottom and play whoever's in the playoff, but I can't see them catching Dulwich Hill. 8 points off it. And Dulwich Hill have got Thornito back now.
Big turnarounds now need to be
NPL 3.
NPL 3. Granville Rage
Mounties
and Mounties 1-3-1.
The boys score?
Todorowski scored.
Bravo,
he scored.
He's got a few now, hasn't he?
I think
he's always going to score goals.
He's
always going to score goals.
Supposedly there was 1 each penalty in the 55th minute for Mounties. Handball, but one of them that it was obviously the referees a hand, but it was one of them that they were raging supposedly about the decision being given.
It's unusual that the officials have been a bad decision.
They're so bad, man.
Do you know on Tuesday night or whenever we played Olympic, there was no 4th official, right?
Yeah.
But none of us even knew until we went to check how long was added time.
Yeah.
That's how much
to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long's gone? I don't know. There's no 4th there. I'm like, oh. And everyone's like, I didn't even realise.
Like the linesmen don't even need to be there. Like they need to be there, but they don't even do their job. Like the linesmen spend half the game talking to the bench, saying like you can't have 2 men standing up.
The linesmen that we had last week didn't have a flag.
Yeah,
sure.
Honestly, like that, it's.
Why are you just pointing that way? The referee.
It's a shambles. Like every week I turn up and you're like, oh.
There's a few good ones, to be fair. But I don't know how to explain it, but I think sometimes there's like some guys who are really good at being the referee, but sometimes you see the good referee as a lino.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, why is that wee guy reffing?
Yeah.
Not necessarily wee guy, but this guy reffing. And then the lino, I'm like, I've had that lino a few times, he's actually no bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's rearranged, but sometimes the referees are very, very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're decent. There is some decent ones. It's a hard gig.
Yeah.
Don't want to take it away from them.
It's tough.
It
but
is.
my thing with them always is just talk.
Yeah.
Treat people like they're a human being. Like be respectful. And if they're respectful towards players I think start off being respectful.
Yeah.
And end up being disrespectful because of how their respect's treated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I hate being ignored.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Even I understand if you're screaming at the referee, being like, fucking hell, fair enough. You don't have to respond to someone like that. But if you're going, ref, any chance I can ask you about such and such? Ignored.
Yeah.
Hand in the face.
No
chance to you. What?
Yeah. Yeah, and they get their back up about absolutely everything as well, don't they?
I feel bad, because it is a hard gig.
It's so hard. I could never do it.
No, it's a hard gig, and I don't even know it. It's a big commitment for them as well. It's just the frustration for me is just, as you said, the simpler things.
Yeah.
Like the communication, the inconsistency, the explanation sometimes, or the ignorance towards it.
I found it hard reffing 6-a-side competitions at Hensley.
Yeah. Oh mate, it's so you can't win.
Because you just have
anytime you blow a
English,
whistle,
Irish and Scottish is abusing you down there.
But anytime you make a decision, and as soon as you blow that whistle, you know for a fact there's going to be a roar.
Yeah.
No matter what happens. There was a game, an Olympic game. To be fair, it wasn't Olympic bench Olympic. It was at Belmore. I was going to get one of the subs ready, and I'm walking the line, and they called an offside. And Donovan came offside about 5, maybe even more yards offside. Yeah. And he didn't even. He just jogged back as if I know I'm offside.
Yeah.
But the whole stand, never. I was laughing. Thinking, what chance have you got? You've got no chance. No matter what you call. And as a player, you get told claim for everything.
Yeah.
Of course.
Claim for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So if you have a second as a referee and you don't know what happened, just concentration, and the players all move in different directions. You go, oh no.
Yeah. That's why I shout for every single throw in, everything. Like if a ball goes out for a corner,
and run in that direction. And then he gives you it. No way. And he gives it. You're like, fair enough.
Yeah, because you'll end up getting a few of them. Like,
of course you do. Because you put doubt in their head.
Yeah.
And if you don't, maybe the next couple we might.
Yeah, exactly.
But tough gig, but rubbish.
Yeah.
So Mounties scored the penalty, and then they got a second penalty in the 82nd minute.
Mounties are actually decent, to be fair. They were probably, other than Newcastle, I think Mounties are the best team we've played. Like Mounties, were just so in our face when we played them. And they're physical, they're fast. They always have 2 men around, just sort of thing. I actually think they'll have a good chance of finishing second, or even first, because Jets have taken a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
Because every team goes out against Jets and just knows to just sit off them and let them play. And they're lovely on the ball, but it's like we were saying earlier on, it's so tough to break a team down if there's 11 men behind the ball, and Jets are facing that every week. So
especially young boys, then you've got 2 experienced centre backs. The ball's coming into the box, so I'm not going to.
Who's our 2 centre halves?
Mounties.
Oh, is it the Mounties you're talking about? Jets?
I'm talking about Jets throwing balls into the box for their strikers. Playing against experienced.
Who's the standouts for Jets when you played against them? Obviously, you guys lost 1-0 against them 95th minute.
Yeah, last kick of the game.
Own goal for Conor Earley.
No, it was, we played very well. We had something like 9 injuries or something like that. We only had 12 men, and
you're only allowed 11.
What? Yeah, there were 12 men on the pitch. There's someone on. But we sat off them a lot, and we let them have the ball at the back, and then we defended fairly well. We actually probably had, in the first half, we had better chances. We missed a few, and then had a few chances in the second half. We definitely could have pipped them on the day, and then just a silly mistake then at the end, 95th minute. Literally, we took kick off then after, and ref just blew the whistle. So we worked hard for the whole game. It's a shocking way to lose a game.
Aye, no ideal. Yeah. But any other big results to?
I know let's talk about Central Coast United 1-0 away. That's 19 shots they had on goal to 6.
Hawks did.
Aye.
We played them the week before, and it was I can't believe how far up the table they are.
Fraser pumped Parramatta 5-1.
Aye.
Yeah, that's a random one as well. South Coast beat
Nikolowski scored twice, and so did Ustimenko.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
2 goals each.
Yeah. We played them this weekend actually.
Fraser?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
In Fraser. Oh. Yeah.
6. What was there was another big score. 6-0.
South Coast against Glades.
Ride Magic, they're honking.
But then the boy for South Coast Lanes, Michael Tchaikovsky, scored a hat-trick which took him to top of that scoring chart. 19 goals he's got.
For who's that for?
South Coast.
Does he have 19?
19.
Does he? Yeah.
According to Dribble.
Yeah.
Still loading the updates.
Yeah.
So he took over Mitchell Cross.
They have a good side. South
Euro's
Coast.
on 16.
Huh?
Fuck, he's doing alright and he's just bagging him in week on week out.
That's every week.
Yeah.
Goal a game.
Aye, goal a game. Fair play to him.
That's it. So but I think Mount Druitt played a game as well midweek maybe. Not Mount Druitt, sorry, Mounties. So they are now in second, 4 points off Jets.
Yeah.
Mount Druitt, you reckon they played, aye?
No, Mounties.
When they played last night?
Tuesday night, I'm sure.
Tuesday night. I don't know the rest top. Stanmore beat Camden 2-0 and Mounties beat Sydney Uni 4-0. 2 absolute
Bankstown won again.
Comfortable victories.
Bankstown United.
Bankstown win every week.
Every week.
Where are they in the league?
They're a bad.
Third.
They're a bad side. Like I don't know how they're.
Aye.
They just go back to front. They just pump balls long and like.
Who in that league proper tries to? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every team should try and play because if you don't get the players for it, then why would you try and play?
Yeah.
But is it who in that team do you think? Obviously Jets.
Jets play. Like we were trying to play a lot at the start of the season. We were popping teams, but we just weren't getting results. So we sort of mix it up. Like we try and play, but with like. Not as much. We don't play out from the back like silky all the time. We'll mix it up, but like Mounties are very direct. They're like physical, direct.
I think that's fine if that's their strength. Yeah. If you're going to win games like that, then fair enough.
That's how Bankstown are doing it. Like, cause I don't know. Like Bankstown aren't. There's no player in Bankstown that would be looking at being like, "Geez, he's a great player." Like, I know that's harsh.
Do you think you can get out that league? Think you can get out that league? Just try to play all the time. Because I don't have the quality. Is it quality there?
But not even the quality of the where you're playing sometimes.
That's what I mean.
Camden, Hawkesbury, like
pitches aren't
hard
great.
places, man.
The pitches aren't great. The physical games. Sometimes you're going to have to be direct. There's going to be a lot. No disrespect. There's going to be a lot of tactical opportunities. Spacing behind, space around the sides. Where they're going to bowlers. Why would you not just clap it over? And you've got a guy who's rapid on the wing.
But at Bankstown, though, your boy. Mitch Cross, I think's on 18 goals.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's so many mistakes in that league that like.
But that's at the NPL 3. I remember when we were at Dunbar. It was always the guys who had that number 9 who would go top because look at Tchaikovsky scored 19. The man scored 18. They're both up there. You've got that number, that central. The same way, I suppose.
Same with Inner West. Like I never thought Inner West were a great side, but they had, I think. Their Asian boy scored a lot of. He's like 13 or 14 goals, doesn't he? Like same with Mounties actually. Mounties have the fella that used to play for Yuki. He's actually a good player.
Yuki's good.
But like he's banged goals as well. So all the teams that have lads that are hitting double figures in goals.
Who's good in Mario Kart, wasn't he?
They're the ones. Well, all them teams that have like goal scorers, they're the ones that are up the top, like in that league.
Well, I suppose. I mean, you could also argue. All over football, the number 9's the most important, but I do think because there is so many mistakes and that league has so much space, maybe fitness is a little bit lower as well, you've got more opportunities.
You look at that, so see the top 4 teams in NPL 3, they've all scored over 40 goals.
I mean there's so many goals, there's so many opportunities. So if you've got a good striker, you're laughing. Like imagine, I can't imagine too many teams in that bottom half have got a right good number 9 who's...
Newcastle Jets have scored 48 and conceded 10.
Mate, if they don't go up this year, there's meant to just pack it out.
I hope they go up. Like,
by the way, I was going to say one.
I thought you were going to say what I was going to say. You go first.
I didn't say it at the same time.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
If something happens in the A-League squad, I was going to say, if they go bust or whatever, imagine they get promoted and they scrapped it.
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare. They're a good side. Like they'll compete with plenty of NPL 2 teams. Like definitely. They're a good side. They move the ball well. There's a few lovely players.
They don't go up,
but you don't want them to go up?
I don't want to go to Newcastle.
That's true. What are you going to say?
I saw something in the, I don't know, like, don't quote, but in the APL cutting what they give to the A-League clubs by 50%.
What do you mean what they give to them?
So I think that there's a payment to clubs of 2 million.
What for
this
what?
article, like just as part of the APL, they get a fund from
At the start of the season.
At the start of the season, but it's been cut supposedly by 50%.
Jesus.
So what's 50% of 2 million, Chaz?
750,000. So then, but then it's potentially going to get cut to less. But then obviously you're looking at clubs that like Newcastle Jets that are struggling money wise.
Yeah.
That potentially kills some of the A-League clubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know enough about that.
I just saw it literally when I was in the gym this morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a big chat. MPL 3 got a lot of airtime there. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
Right, let's quickly mention False 9 Threads. Chaz and I are. That's
Ronaldo's, aye.
If you want 20% discount on any of the False 9 Thread t-shirts, go to the website and type in the discount code Chaz.
CFSFNT.
CFSFNT. Is there no number after it?
Nah.
Nah, you sure?
Who do you have on yours?
Oh, I've got Henrik Larsson.
Ah, yeah, quality.
Chipped against Rangers.
20.
Is it?
That's number 20.
What, sorry?
20 is the number at the end of it.
I saw it as 20.
Aye.
Aye, okay, so we'll do that again.
Yeah.
CFSFNT 20 on their website, you get 20% discount.
There you go.
And looking at beIN Sports, thanks again for all support.
Yeah.
Hopefully big things coming next year, we'll see how that goes, but all things go to plan. It should be a part of champion football moving forward.
Now, why we are here to speak about you.
Thought we were done.
We're pretty much on, mate, until you're here. Alright, mate, obviously from Ireland.
Yeah. Just outside, just outside Dublin. Playing football from the minute I could walk, really. Like, youth football played with my local side, and then moved on to a schoolboy team about 15-20 minutes away, Crumlin.
They're not quite a big side, Crumlin. That's a big club.
We were class, like unreal. Like they'd won everything, like four All Irelands in a row, like just winning every league and stuff.
So just for people listening, because obviously hardly anyone's going to be Irish listening. What is winning 4 Irelands?
Basically, it's like the Australia Cup sort of thing, but there was now like professional teams in it.
So the All Ireland is like the FA Cup.
Yeah, so all Australia, All Ireland.
Okay.
They just used to win it every year, and went there, won a few.
But that's not professional.
No, that's like your schoolboy just before. Like that was under 16s. So went there from like 15 and 16, and then from there. You usually sort of play up till you're about 18 as like a schoolboy in Ireland, and then you sort of kick on to senior football or whatever it was. But Shamrock Rovers came in for a good few. A few of the lads went over to England. They went playing there. We were all sort of bouncing over on trials and stuff like that. A few signed over there, and then 2 of us went to Shamrock Rovers from there. So we were playing.
You were one of them, obviously.
Yeah. So we like signed for the first team, but we were playing reserves in 20s. It was classic. It was the best facilities, best club in the country. And
Does someone in Dunbar not own Shamrock Rovers? Am I making that up?
Someone, it's Pepper Money.
Oh,
Pepper Money.
Seamus
Dawes.
Seamus Dawes.
They were a big sponsor. They were a big sponsor, and I think they're like part owner of Shamrock Rovers. Yeah. And signed there, and every week, like, we used to play for the under 20. It was playing 2 games a week, under 20s and reserves, and like in around the first team then. And that was class. And went from there to that's when I was about 16, and then was on the fringes of the first team, like up training with the first team and stuff, and like in squads for cups and stuff, but I was never going to break in. They were playing in the Europa League and stuff like that.
You'd love to be on the fringe now, wouldn't you?
But like it was never going to get in. Like they were playing in Europa League and stuff like that, and then another team that were at like the bottom of the like around the sort of bottom half of the table came in for me, so signed there for a few years, made my debut when I was 17, and then
what was the crowds like at that level?
It was decent, yeah. It was fairly intimidating. They're like very loud, very vocal.
How many?
Like, depending on what sort of game you're playing
in.
So you
played against Shamrock Rovers, right?
Yeah, like Shamrock Rovers at the moment, they're getting like 8,000 at games.
Yeah. Okay, so good.
Like it's loud. They have more fans in in the grounds now than when I was playing. But like there'd be games that I would have played in that was a few thousand, and then others like some sort of small stadiums where you'd have maybe a couple of thousand at the game, but like it sounds like there's like 20,000 like and
it's not nice chat either. It's aggressive.
And
good job, Conor.
Honestly, like I was playing left back and like you're going over taking throw-ins, there's lads just abusing you, spitting at you and everything, like you're getting stuff thrown at you. So Blackie, but no, it was good. Yeah, I made my debut there when I was 17, and then was with Bray for a few years, left and went to Shelburne, and then went back to Bray again, and then went to a team, Cabinteely. So yeah, did Cabinteely,
Cabinteely.
So yeah, I was like, I would have played, like when I was with Shamrock Rovers at the start, I wasn't on like a pro contract or anything. I went in as an amateur, and then when I went to Bray, then that's when sort of kicked off as a pro.
What league is it at? League of Ireland?
That was League of Ireland, top league, and then dropped down to Division 1 for 2 seasons actually. Yeah, just before I came over here, I'd had a bad injury on my knee and I dropped it.
And that's Cabinteely?
That was Cabinteely, yeah.
Are they the same league as Bray? Oh, that's all division below?
They are now, but Bray were always in the top league when I played there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So then you got your injury?
Yeah, had a bad
ACL?
Did half my ACL, damaged my MCL, meniscus in 2 places, so just like cartilage to the bone basically, and then like really bad bone bruising.
An aggressive proposal to his missus.
It was in training. It was like one of the, but like a close mate as well. Like
was it?
Yeah, bad tackle. I got I'll never forget it. Like I remember just like basically standing there and just looking at me knee just buckled on the ground. Like my foot was out here, but my knee was here. And man, like there was a physio there that tried to get me back running 2 days after. I couldn't walk, like, but I didn't even have crutches or anything. He was just like trying to get the blood flow.
That's the guy who had Jake True, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. But he was like, try and get the blood flow into it. You don't need crutches, like try and walk on it. And I'm like limping, like cannot move, like, and he straps me up. Honestly, like I nearly, like the strapping might as well have gone down from my neck down to my toes, and he's like, go out and try and jog, and my leg is just like like pretty much dangling like that. God. And then went to see a specialist and stuff, and then obviously had to do me up.
Went back and sued the physio.
I should have, man. Like when I went to the knee specialist, I was like, because I had 2.5 years left in my deal, and I went to a specialist and I was like, when am I back? And it happened 2 weeks before I was meant to sign for a club in Finland.
Oh, so, what club?
FC Haka over in Finland. I'd played in a tournament in Norway, and I'd done well over there, and then that team in Finland asked me to go over, so I was like, I'll give it a go. It was like full-time, good setup. They'd played in Europe and stuff. They played Europa League and stuff. So, happened 2 weeks before that. So
did Aberdeen get them this year?
I can't remember. Don't know.
Not sure. They might have. But so I obviously reached out to them saying, look, I'm after getting a bit of an injury, and they were sound about it. They said, look, if you can get yourself back in the next window, you can come in 6 months' time. So I said, yeah, sweet, and. Said to the specialist, like, when will I be back? And he was like, you'll never play football again. Like, so I was like, Jesus, yeah. So obviously did me up and stuff like that, and still had my deal with Bray. So to be fair on them, like, they looked after everything. Gave me a nutritionist and PT and everything as well. So I was training with the PT every morning, and was like going like 10 or 11 months in, was like going pretty well. I was running on an anti-gravity treadmill and stuff like that, and he was like, man, like, I'm no specialist, like, but I feel like you could go back playing football. So got onto the specialist, and because I didn't rupture my ACL fully, I only tore half of it. He said, well, look, go back and try and play, but he said you could rupture your ACL, like, first training session, like, you could just do your ACL, I'll reconstruct it, and then we'll go from there. And yeah, literally, like, touch wood, like eight years later, like, still haven't done it. Like,
brilliant, man.
You'll never play football again.
The funniest thing was, when my first game back, so it was probably about 15 months after the injury, my first game back, was on the bench. My dad used to come to all my games, like, he was pretty nervous about me going back playing, and I sort of slot in anywhere. Like I was playing left back, centre mid, on the wing. Ended up playing like right back as well. And our right back was having a nightmare, and he just like manager was hooking him after like 20 minutes. And I came on, and the first thing that happened was like typical after an injury was like a ball broke, and there was like two of us like 30 yards away from each other just sprinting at this ball. And like I was lucky because I didn't really have time to like think about it, like, and just absolutely smashed the fella with a tackle, and then got up on me. My dad said he was just shitting himself in the
Do you know how you need that?
Yeah, 100%, just for your head, like, yeah.
100%.
And I got up after that and I laid the ball off and got back into position, and then I was just like, Jesus, like, did that actually just happen? Like,
because I had the same, see, after I broke my leg, I was just a wee bit, I was aware that it wasn't, like, not that it wasn't right, but you're just conscious of it because you know you've been through something.
Yeah.
And it took someone coming in and cleaning you out.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But then you look and you feel and you're like, it's alright.
Yeah.
And it's that wee moment of, it's going to be fine now, do you know what I mean? I think you need it.
Yeah, no, I need it. Like, I had a few little muscle injuries and stuff after it. My knee was like flaring up a lot, like, so my first like year after the injury was so like up and down, like getting yourself back like fully fit and then breaking down for a couple of weeks and then getting back at it. And it's like when you're in a squad like that where there's like 30 players, it's a bit different over here where there's like 30 players. Like there might have been like 3 left backs that I was trying to get in ahead of, sort of thing. So if you're out for 2 weeks, that's you gone. It's, you really have to take your chance. And then so that's when I was sort of in and out. I started a few games, then I'd break down, then I was waiting for my chance again, and then that's when I stepped away from Bray to sign for Cabinteely then. Just because I knew the gaffer who actually gave me my debut with in the League of Ireland, he was down there, and he was basically like, look, you're going to play every week. He said if you're struggling with the injury or your knee, like, and you need a day or two off training, like, that's fine, you're still going to play. So I just wanted to play every week and actually, like, just for peace of mind, like test myself and see like if my knee was going to be able to hold out, which it has, like, so.
Yeah, good.
Just full-time football now just like would be tough. Like if I was training 5 or 6 days a week, like on the pitch, like every day, like it'd be tough to recover, but like part-time is fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant, mate. And then you were at Cabinteely for what, 2 years?
About a season and a half, just before moving over here. I sort of knew then, like, that the sort of big move to Europe or England was finished, like, and a lot of mates were over here, so moved out here then.
So that's sort of why Australia, just because you...
Man, it's funny, like, there was honestly, at one stage there was like 20 of us all from my hometown, all living out here, like, it was madness. Everyone just around, like, basically Bondi and Coogee, like, so there's still a lot of us here, like, there'd be more than 12 of us anyway from Greystones here, but a few of them have moved back home with their missus or kids or whatever, but there was like, you'd bump into more people. Like, I knew more people from my hometown out here than any time I'd go home, like at Christmas or whatever. You'd be like, Jesus, I don't even know any of these people around here. They're all over here, like, so.
So when did you get here?
2018, just the end of 2018, and then so that's signed for Dunbar. Then I came down training with Dunbar and wasn't meant to be signing.
Tell that story. You don't have to tell the guy's name, it gets after.
So I came down training, and Dunbar, like, I'd actually rang around. I didn't really know anything about the football scene over here, and I rang around to a few NPL sides, and they were like, look, like, we all have our visa players locked in, like, so I was like, I didn't know anything about the visa rule. And then the Dunbar gaffer was like, I'll just come down anyway, Will Cullen, and he was like, just come down and train away, keep yourself ticking over. And then went down and, like, was doing well in training and stuff. And one of the visa players, like, I'd played with back home, or played with and against back home, and then Hikawa were actually getting rid of one of their visa players, and Gavin Ray actually rang me and said, do you want to come down? And I was like, oh, sweet, like, definitely. They were actually NPL 1 at the time as well. And then I said it to Will, I was like, oh, look, I'm after getting a gig. I think I'm after getting a gig with Hikawa. And he was like, no, don't go near it, don't go near the place. And I was enjoying it at Dunbar as well. I started to get to know the lads and like Sully and stuff like that, who would still be mates with now. And Will was absolutely hammering me phone, don't go, don't do it and stuff.
Oh, that's just a gaffer.
We're gonna release the visa player. And the visa player was staying on my couch for two nights, right? He was in between gaffs and he was like, do you mind if I stay in yours? And I was like, yeah, sweet. And Will is hammering me with these messages like, oh, we're gonna release him. I'm like, man, like, you're putting me in the worst position ever here. Like,
you're off the couch and you're at the club.
Honestly, like, and I was chatting to my mates and stuff, and I was like, man, I might just not play. Like, I don't want to do this to him. And then my mates were like, man, you have to. Like, that's football. Like, it is what it is. And then so they rang me and they're like, look, like, we'll have a contract there for you tonight. And I was like, well, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm coming to training with him. I'm like, can you at least like wait till he moves out?
Back in the car, good session,
yeah. And I wouldn't. There was a few awkward conversations, like, because you were the other visa player, and we'd be on the way down to training, and it was like, I don't understand why they want to keep bringing you down. Like, the season is starting soon and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. Like,
trying to keep myself fit.
Honestly, yeah, and I was like, I felt terrible, like Will had sold it to me. He was like, Cower, they're definitely going to get relegated. We have the best team in NPL 3. We're going to get promoted.
Did Taco get relegated?
Yeah, they did, yeah. But it's like, we're going to get promoted. We have the best team in NPL 3. You don't want to be losing every week. You'll be winning every week with us. We'll get promoted. We'll both be in the same leagues. Yeah. Sell me the dream sort of thing.
To be fair, it was actually a good squad.
We had an unreal. That's,
we had, they call it...
Fernando was there. Doddy
was brilliant, man.
Paul Orgad.
You had Paul Orgad and you had, which one, man?
Dom Hudap.
Oh yeah. Muzzo was there. Yeah.
Mika was there.
Mika was there, yeah.
Dom Hudap was a very good player.
We just, the only thing, like we were saying earlier on, we just didn't have a goal scorer. Like, there was no...
Christian Gaz Chaz, do you know of him?
Who, the striker? No, he was the striker that came down, was he?
No, Christian Gaz Chaz is the lad.
Big boy.
Yeah, what was his name? Was it Christian?
No, Christian Gaz Chaz is the lad that was from Colombia. Under 19s, 20s, maybe it was the year before.
Yeah, it must have been.
Oh, was you there the year before?
Year before,
he was at NSW, I think.
Nah, he wasn't.
No, it must be it's not.
We signed the fella and...
Cedric.
That's what it was.
Mendes, Cedric Mendes.
That's the one.
Did he
I think he works in Paddington.
Does he? Yeah. He came down, like, nice fella, not a lovely lad, but he came down, I'm pretty sure he was telling us he had trials for United and everything.
But he get brought in the back of, I swear it was Gavin Ray. Gavin Ray said he'd been at all the NPL 1 clubs.
Yeah. But he had been training with Hikawa.
But they didn't have any spots left to sign him.
Yeah.
I forgot all about Big Cedric.
Man,
he's an absolute unit of a man.
He was a unit, but man, oh my god, I like.
Remember he couldn't score, bless him.
That's right. And he had a penalty, they missed it.
I could have finished that season on about 50 assists with him. I was literally putting things on a play from him, and he was just missing things.
I remember giving the penalty, man. That was such a. Oh, that was rough. That. After. So obviously your man got released, you got signed with Dunbar.
Yeah.
You played there for what, 2 years?
Yeah, it was 2 years, and then I tried to get away. I was trying to sign. I was out in Rydalmere with.
It's tough being a visa player, isn't it?
Yeah, it was tough. And to be fair, like I really enjoyed it out at Rydalmere, and I was training out there with them. I basically told Dunbar like I wasn't going back, and then like Gavin Ray and Jabba were like, they were keen as well. They were bang on looking after me, but they had there was a little Filipino lad out there that had already signed, and then
was he good?
Mate, he was alright. He was like a futsal player, wasn't
he? In training he was wonderful.
Yeah.
But he was terrible in games.
Oh, was he?
But then, so all of that fell through because of the owner, director of the club. He was the one that brought the Filipino in, so I was like,
is that the man who got sacked?
No. Oh, is that him? Yeah. So I was like, look, fair enough. He was honest with me. He just said I'm not releasing him. So I was like, right, fine. Like, so it's no point in me being here. And then week before the season, I found out the Filipino lad, his international clearance didn't even come through. So he didn't kick a ball for us. He just
played pre-season friendlies.
Yeah, that was it.
So what happened then? You too late?
Yeah. So I just went back to Dunbar with my tail between my legs. Because I'd put everything into Rydalmere. I'd said no to a few other clubs and stuff, and just really wanted to go out there. And then I trained with a few other teams, but then I just stopped and I just kept training with Rydalmere. And then went back to Dunbar, and I was just my head was
that around COVID time as well?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And that's when you just hit the pints?
Yeah, just doing them 5k runs.
With a pint?
Yeah, with a pint and that.
Pub crawl?
Yeah, jeez, that was a weird time. And then Hikawa were ringing me the year before. The year that I was trying to go to Rydalmere, Hikawa had actually rang me, and I didn't know what the situation with my visa was. I didn't know if I was going to be... Like, COVID was actually the best thing that happened to me because I got a COVID visa then. But I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay. So I said to Hikawa, I was like, look, I can't do it. Like, I don't want to sign and then mess you around. So I told him to sign Louise instead. Lobo, because he was down in Dunbar with me. And then... So they rang Louis then, and then he signed for Hikawa, and then Luca, the gaffer, was always like Louis did really well there. So then, Luca loved me for that, and then he signed me the following year.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I was there with Hikawa for a couple of years there. So
enjoy that?
Loved it, yeah. Good group of lads, good banter down there as well. Yeah, and we definitely like underachieved. We've like the 2 seasons ago, like we had a crack inside. Like a few of the boys. Then obviously Lobo went to use, Dom Cox and Daniel Alessi went to St George.
That's a decent side, eh?
Yeah, we had a lad back like that had played a good few years in England with like Charlton and stuff like that.
Where did you finish at?
Oh, we had a terrible start to the season, and then we finished, I think, a point behind Tigers. Tigers were 5th. Top 4 went up. Tigers were 5th, and then we bet Tigers. I think it was last game of the season. We bet Tigers, and but I think we finished 2 points off them. It was one of them games where our second last game of the season, but top 5 played in the playoff, but only 4 went up. There was no point in nobody wanted to finish 5th. So when we were playing against Tigers, like there was a joke saying like neither team want to win because then you were going to have to stay and play like a few more games. Yeah. So that it was a bit of a weird one, but we had a good finish of the season, and then we should have done so much better. Like we bet all the top teams, and then I think who was it? Like Mounties or someone finished last. We lost them twice. There was a
shades of Hakoah this year.
Yeah, similar. Yeah, it was. We were dropping points to all the bottom teams, and then we were beating all the top teams. So it was that was fairly frustrating.
And obviously now you're at Zagreb.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were going to chuck football, weren't you? A few months not long ago.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to do. Like the visa situation was a nightmare. So I had my sponsorship went through last year, so then I couldn't have like a secondary income or anything. So that's why I left Hikawa. And then, probably wouldn't have left Hikawa. I had a few injuries and stuff as well, so I was sort of frustrated with like my body as well. I was just getting frustrated with everything, and then that was just like the icing on the cake when I was like, look, I can't even take payment or anything. Like I had to get them to stop paying me. So left them and then played local with mates and stuff, and just wasn't really enjoying it. And then Luca, who was the gaffer at Hikawa, he's Croatian, so I was chatting to him, and we had played Hurstville in pre-season with Hikawa, and they actually bet us. They were a good side, so he was asking me to go down there, so I just said I'd give it a go, and it's been enjoyable. Like this season for me was just like getting back fit, trying to get the body right. Like I had silly injuries and niggles like the last 2 seasons. Like the first season with Hikawa, I had a bad start to the season. Like I think I missed the first 4 or 5 games, and then I finished the season really strong. And then last year with Hikawa was like up and down. Started the season quite well, felt fit, and then had like a few niggly injuries that kept me out, and then just lost my head with it a bit. Like my mum was sick and stuff back home, so I was just sort of not so much lost interest. I still love football, but I just wasn't like putting everything into it. I was just turning up and going through the motions sort of thing. So this year was just about getting back and just doing things properly for me. So
yeah, good mate.
Yeah,
brilliant.
That's what I was actually saying. I hear a lot of injuries. Obviously, with the looking after your body as you get older, recovery is important.
Yeah.
What do you tend to do for recovery wise?
A few of the boys will be stitching me up on this, but I love doing ice baths and stuff like that. Yeah, right. Yeah. So we do ice baths.
Where's your favourite place for a recovery swim?
I've got no idea what's going on.
The Man Pools, is it?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Yeah, go for a swim as well. Man Pills is decent.
And then recoveries after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just trying to look after the body this year. I've lost a bit of weight and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just
to be fair.
Yeah, just trying to get.
Coach?
Football fitness.
Don't know his name.
Football fitness will come to you.
Yeah, classmate, and then the last thing I wrote here was like, what similarities, differences between football here, football in Ireland?
Yeah, it's very different. Like Ireland's very, very physical. It is like it's a lot more. It can be like quite direct in Ireland, but like you will focus on like every single team you play every week. You'll know every single player. You know, like if we were playing on a Friday night, on the Monday, I'd know exactly who I'm marking for corners, who's going to be taking their corners, free kicks, what foot they are, everything. Like, so there's a lot of, obviously it was like a professional league, like, so there's a lot of extra detail and just shape. NPL, like I haven't had a chance to play NPL 1 over here. Like you can see, like boys have like their coach well, but that's a big difference I think at the sort of level that I've played at the last few years, where like lads will lose their shape, or there's a lot of lads that don't know where to be. Like there's players like in NPL 3 that are smashing players. Like they're technically really, really good, great touches, can smack a ball, like quick wingers and stuff, but it just looks like they've never been coached like the basics. Whereas like we might have 2 sessions a week on the pitch where you're not even running. It's all just you're just walking from position, if we're pressing down this side or closing down the left side, like where everyone will be, and if it's like if you're 2 yards out of position, like your manager is hammering you on it. So
that's a bit I've been full time, but
that's probably the you might get that kind of thing with the A-League clubs.
To be fair, I'm sure all NPL 1 clubs do. We do that, but you're just obviously you can't dedicate as much time to it as you'd like.
Yeah, and there's like probably a lot more like video analysis sessions and stuff, like where you'd be same thing, like first day of the week you'd be watching like what the other team you're playing this week, what the other team do and who's doing what, and then the night before a game we'd usually train on a Thursday night, which would be a light session. We'd go through a bit more shape, set pieces and stuff, and then you'd probably watch a few more clips just to refresh your mind and like what's happening on the Friday. But the thing I do like about, especially like after the injury, like after my knee injury, like the thing that I like about Australian football is like most teams will play out from the back, or it's nowhere near as physical, whereas like the Irish League, like people are just like, it's constant tackles, like sticking your elbows in lads' heads when you're going, like you're always told like protect yourself when you're winning headers, so you're leading with your elbow. And like I broke my nose in a match, like a lad just came straight across me, smashed me in the nose, and my manager gave out to me because I hadn't protected myself. Like it's stuff like that. But it's that'd be one of the biggest differences. And then like just I think banter wise, like it's just a lot different back home. Like some of the banter we had like in the teams, it's just like it'd be nearly considered like bullying over here, like whereas at home you just like you have to take it on the chin.
Oh, it's ruthless, man.
Yeah, like some of the like we used to always wind each other up. We'd get each other's Facebooks and stuff like that, and you'd be putting up stupid stuff. We'd always be winding each other up, but I had a bad one of the days where I had done one of the lads on Facebook, and then he faked an injury the next day, and he was in on the physio bed and stuff, and he had my phone for like an hour and a half while I was training, right? And we're training, my dad's a teacher, like we were training like 40 minutes away from where my dad works. He texts me dad saying, Dad, I'm after shitting myself. I need you to bring like I need you to bring me a towel and a spare pair of boxers, right? So he sends this text to me, Dad. I was actually training in the morning, so I was training with this academy. This is where this went on, and then I was training with my club that night. So he texts that to my dad. He texts the manager of the under-20s, who I was sort of in between the under-20s and the first team at the time. He texts the under-20s manager like, I'm way too good for this side. I'm moving to Athlone, which is another team for regular first team football, right? He texts the first team gaffer, who like I'm trying to break in at the time. He texts the first team gaffer being like, don't know how I'm not playing every week, I'm leaving. And So honestly, man, there was a few other bits as well. Like text me sister, text like honestly, it's quality. It's so funny, like looking back on it, but. I rocked in, he deleted everything, right? So, deleted everything off my phone. Didn't know, so I rocked in. Honestly, I rocked in, he's like winking at me and stuff, right? And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And like, I'm giving it to him a bit, being like, you couldn't even get on the pitch today, like you're injured. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about me, And then we finished up anyway, and I used to get the train from that like academy that we were in. I used to get the train from there to my own club. Then I train with them in the evenings, and I'm like, it's like a 15-minute walk to the train, and I'm on the way to the train, and my dad rings me in a panic. He's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm like a few minutes waiting the train, like what's going on? He's like, don't worry, I'm nearly there. And
don't get shit on the train.
And I was like, what? I was like, what? I'm going to training now, like what are you talking about? Like, and thinking in my head, like, why aren't you in school? Like, and he's like, I have a towel and boxers for you. And I'm like, like the penny drops. I'm like, you're joking me. And then waiting for my dad. My dad's like 5 minutes away. Jumped in the car with my dad. He shows me the message. I'm like, like he found it funny as well. But like he had to leave class and everything. Like, couldn't pick me up. So then instead of getting the train to training, like he drives me down. So rocked in. I was
roasted.
Man, I was there like proper early. First player there, right? Walked in, doing a 20s gaffer. It's the first person I see, and he goes, thought you were going down to Athlone. And I was just like, yeah, all right. Like, what's he on about? Like, I just like gave him the thumbs up and just just walked into the change rooms, and then sitting in the change rooms getting changed, and like sometimes you'd be in the first team change room, sometimes you're in the 20s. And I just rocked into the 20s change room. The first team gaffer comes in and goes, "You're not training with us tonight?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like happy days," because you have to wait for the call up sort of thing. And I was like, "Yeah, sweet happy days." And he goes, he said something along the lines of like, "Go on, show us what you're made of tonight then, if you think you're the best player here or something." And I was like, what is going on here? And he started laughing then. Like, look, like he had a good sense of humour.
Did he know it was a banter?
Yeah, he obviously knew, because I'd say the 20s gaffer was talking to him as well.
How did the gaffers know it was a wind-up?
They just like I was quiet enough. Like I was only a young lad then. I was
16-year-old texting
honestly,
good for you.
Honestly, like I was at 18. Like I'd like only played. I'd made my debut and played one other game for the first team. Like, and I think they said something like, "I'm the best player here. Why am I playing every week?" Like, so they knew it was a wind up. Like, and
you're just I'm rapid.
Wind up. And then but yeah, like proper stitched me up. So then I was getting grief, and there was other times like I was giving it to one of the lads, and I went in for a shower. All my shower gel had like, I didn't know until after, had like DPs. My shower gel had DP'd in it. There was Tiger Balm on my boxers and my towel. Destroyed, like absolutely destroyed me. Like, but you don't really get any of that stuff over here.
I don't know as a shoot. Maybe it did back in those days when you played as well here, but I think it's a generational thing.
I think that even if you did that these days in the UK, it would be like a problem. You know what I mean?
You need a group of that only place that will happen now, I think, is like amateur sides, where everyone's grew up in that era. That was the exact same when we were in America. It was the exact same when I played in Scotland. It was the exact same. It was ruthless, man. You're gonna go for a shower.
I know.
I come back, my socks are all cut off. All my gear's hidden. One of the guys in my team put a fish, and they get the third coach is in a, like picked up back of his car, hid it in his car. Not what said. And about fucking 4 days later, he was into training, getting half his fucking nut. He's like, my car's getting reeking of fish. And then what do you mean? And then one day finds this fish stuck in. That's like going absolutely bonkers, man.
I love all that though. I miss all of that stuff. Like you just every day, like if you get a new pair of shoes, the lads will just get a scissors, just cut straight up through the laces and stuff like that.
Used to nail people's shoes to the ground, man.
Yeah. There was always stuff like that. Even the managers, like the fella that gave me my debut, like this was a belter as well. Like because I was so young and waiting to make my debut in the league. Like I was on the bench like few weeks in a row, and I'm like, like shitting myself on the bench. I'm like, I want to play, but I'm like, I'm also so nervous. Like the crowds are loud and stuff. And then it was second last game of the season. We were safe, no promotion, we were in the top league, but we weren't like anywhere near the top, and we weren't going to get relegated. We're 3-0 up at half time. And I'm sitting on the bench and I'm like,
surely.
Like getting nervous. I'm like, I'm definitely coming on, right? And he's like, Gaffer turns around and he's like, Conor, go down to the corner and warm up. And I'm like, yeah, warming up, like getting ready for it, right? And I come back in after doing my warm up, and then he'll send you down again. And then came back up, sat on the bench, and there's like a chip fan down in the corner, and it's about 25 minutes to go. The gaffer turns around and he's after like nudging a few of the lads obviously, and the gaffer turns around and goes, "Do you want to run, Conor, do you?" And I was like, yeah, I want to run. And I'm like halfway up off the bench, like about to like strip and get ready to go on. He goes, "Run down and get me a bag of chips there, will it?" The whole bench is just roaring laughing. I'm sitting there miserable like that.
That's the thing, like growing up in that sort of environment, it's a like thick-skinned.
Yeah.
Like even now, people always joke like, "Yes, you've always got something to say," but I've been immersed in that. If you don't have something to say, you're going to get eaten alive. You need to be sharp. If you're not sharp, you'll get absolutely like rinsed, man. Because every single day there was 24 people on you. Regardless if it was amateur football, Sunday league, semi-pro, every single person's like, how do we stitch each other up as much as possible to kill the time for banter.
And it was ruthless as well.
But it was fun though. Like it was good.
As I say, it was good. It was the best times of your life.
Yeah.
Banter was brilliant again, and also I think it allowed you to be so honest. If someone was pulling their weight, if someone says, "Guys, you're absolutely shite," that was a conversation that happened regularly. And "Guys, you're absolutely shite," you wouldn't take it to heart.
Nah,
You just be like, because you're so used to getting called much worse for banter or dealing with much worse, so you just took it.
At the start I did though, like after I made my debut, and then I started the last game of the season, which was a nothing game, and played 90, and I was chuffed, and like I just couldn't wait for pre-season then to go in and try and break in the following year. And then that season, like I broke in, played left back, played every single game except for one game, and every week like my dad would be telling me like, "Oh, you did great today, blah blah blah," and like I was one of the youngest players in the league, and then the gaffer every week would just hammer you like, "You were shit today, you're lazy, you didn't win your header, you didn't stop crosses or whatever." And there was one day, this is like the worst ever, we were in a bit of a relegation battle, and we were playing a team that were below us, and we played like, I had an absolute storm. It was one of the best games I played all year. I was playing left back, we were 1-0 up at half time, and in the second half, about 80th minute, one of their lads lined up a free kick, like shooting range, like it was like 10 yards outside the box, and he goes to shoot and he slipped, and I was the first man, I wasn't in the wall, I was the first man closest to the wall marking their striker, and he slips and like scuffs the ball, and it just dinks over the wall. My lad gets ahead of me and just buries it, bottom corner. We draw 1-1, right? So I'm sitting in the change room, man, like 18 years of age, like sitting in the change room, me head down, and the door, he just boots the door, like the hinge is falling off the door and everything, right? Boots the door, right? And he's like, where is he, right? And he's like looking around, and I'm like keeping my head down.
Send him a bag of chips.
Bag of chips, mate, for him. And he's like, he just grabs me by the neck, and he's just thumping me against the wall, right? He just has me by the neck, and he's like, I wouldn't mind, he's like about a foot smaller than me as well. Just thumping me against the neck. There's like, he's just screaming abuse. I won't say it on here, like, but he's just screaming abuse in my face, spit all over my face, and he's just thumping me against the wall, and he's like, "You lazy prick," and he's just hammering me in front of the whole lot, like the whole team. Nobody's saying anything, like, and it's just for 5 minutes straight. I'm just getting hammered. And then the following week, that was Friday night. Following week, then on the Monday, he walked into training. He goes, "I can't look at you. Go down and train with the under-20s, right?" And I'm like, right. Tuesday, go down and train with the under-20s. Wednesday, go down and train. He was like, "Don't even talk to me. I don't want to look at you," right? And then, sorry, we didn't train on Wednesday, trained on the Thursday, and he says the same thing. We're playing Friday night. So I rock up anyway. I tell my dad, I'm like, "I don't even know if there's any point in me bringing my gear. Like, I'm not even going to be on the bench. Like, I'll just be in the stands. So, like, I don't know if there's any point." And my dad's like, "I'll just bring your gear, like, just in case." And then I was like, "Sure." He's telling me he won't talk to me, like. Rocked up to the match anyway. I went in, sat in the change rooms. My head is gone. And then the assistant manager comes in and goes, "Oh, the gaffer wants to speak to you." And he brings me in. He's like, "You ready to play, are you?" And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, "What do you mean you don't know? Are you ready to play or what?" And I was like, "I have my gear there, yeah, like I'm ready." And he goes, "You're starting tonight." And I was like, I haven't trained all week. And he's like, do you not want to play then? And I was like, obviously I want to play, like, and he just sticks his hand out, shakes me hand and just winks at me, and he just goes, funny game, football. Honestly, and like I was just straight back in.
Hilarious.
And just cracked on, just played every week then, again after that. It was,
but that unpredictable, it kept you on your toes, didn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't know how people were going to react.
And then do you know what, I also think that is a good learning for you.
You never step out of line.
Aye,
you never.
I mean, it's unpredictable. You don't know, I better must not do this because this guy is wild.
He's wild.
Yeah.
Because basically you want to play football, and if he's holding the cards, I'll just do. I do think you've wrote on here like, how can football in this country grow? Different similar along the lines, but I do think the old school stuff that we spoke about, like the hammer and the boots and that, is good banter, but it's probably better for the game. A lot of that stuff's out because some of it is so ruthless, right? But there's an element of it, like you always hear them talk about all the old jobs you used to have as a youth player, cleaning boots and all that sort of thing. I'm not saying necessarily that's the job that youth players should be doing, but the jobs of earning the right to have respect of like getting into the first team changing room, what that means to be a first team player.
100%.
I think that has to be brought back in somehow. I don't know how, but I think there has to be more respect for people who have earned the right to play first team.
I actually think that happens. Like, see, if you look at like I said, United. See, when the clubs have got their own dressing room facilities.
But not everyone does though.
No, I know.
I'm saying that if you've got your own club, you can do that. But I still don't think to the extent of like it used to be the 20s weren't allowed in the changing room. If you accidentally see under 16s playing, you accidentally walked in the first team changing room, you'd either get pelters, you'd shit yourself, and they'd call you back in and give you pelters for even getting in it. It's like you didn't hear, mate. Know your role, sort of thing.
We had to knock the door and wait for someone to open.
That was it. And I don't think it's you're not getting belittled. It's just like that's
your role. That's
the same important in the workplace. If all the CEOs are in a room having a meeting, you can't just swag in. Alright, boys, anyone want a bag of chips? Like, no chance. You need to.
Conor's gonna get them for you.
We are wrapping this up.
Right, okay.
Time wise. Just going on from last week, mate. You get 10.
I know, mate. I'm unbelievable at this.
I get 6. Jason get 8, but it's decent.
Oh, he must be nearly the top, right?
I'm an Alan McKee tied.
That's pretty decent.
So, just need a winner.
We'll smash it out real quick.
Spirit versus
Why you
Sharks.
can't give me the Spirit game? Spirit.
I got Spirit,
I'm going Spirit, I know.
You're at home as well, so because that pitch is terrible. Oh, Jesus, this is a cracker now,
Marconi versus Rockdale.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go Rockdale.
Oh, I'm gonna do Rockdale as well.
I'm going draw.
Yeah.
You always go for drawing the hard games.
St George FA versus Olympic.
St George FA's Don Cox team.
Yes. With Romero.
I'm gonna go. Olympic are in struggle street, man. Look at Olympic.
I'm gonna go draw just because they can't afford to lose 3 in a row.
I'm gonna go St George.
St George.
Wolves at home to City United.
City United.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Berries at home to Hakoah.
I'll do Hakoah.
I'm gonna go Hakoah.
I'm gonna go Berries.
Because you used to play for them.
Mount Druitt at home to SD Raiders. See if Mario can score another header.
Mount Druitt.
Yeah,
Mount Druitt.
I'll do Mount Druitt there,
Me too. Spartans at home to Dunbar.
I'll do Spartans.
They need to have a reaction, eh?
This will be a good game. Tigers and Bankstown.
That won't.
Bankstown City. I'll go Bankstown City.
I'm going Bankstown as well.
Tigers at home. Bankstown have been flying, but
Northern are horrible, to be fair.
I'm gonna do a draw on that one.
Draw.
Yeah, I think Tigers are able to compete with anyone in that league. Like.
Yeah, 100%. And then maybe having the Kai Denton back will help them.
Yeah.
Let's go for the coin toss. Let's go. Parramatta South Coast.
South Coast.
South Coast, yeah.
South Coast. Hurstville, Fraser Park.
On the bowling green that is Fraser Park.
I go Hurstville there. Gonna score a bomb.
I'll go Zagreb as well.
Fine then, if you're going to score a bomb, I'm going Hurstville.
Bankstown United versus Central Coast United.
I just think Bankstown are terrible, but they're winning, so you're just gonna have to go.
I'm gonna go a draw.
Draw.
I'll go Bankstown.
I'm going Central Coast.
And I'm going to take Jets to beat Tigers.
Yeah, Jets will beat
I'm going to
Tigers.
take Camden.
Yeah. That's why he's bottoming his group, mate. He's not got a clue.
Do you know me? I'm at a point now where I need to roll the dice. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just looking at things in Camden. They would be horrible to play against all these young Jets.
Yeah, they will.
Right, mate, that was a long one. Thanks very much.
Yeah,
thanks for
just
coming on,
appreciate
mate.
it. Good to be on.
See you.
Yeah, good to see you.